Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Today we're going to be going on a bit of an adventure. We're going to pick up a cherry tree. This is probably going to be I think the furthest I've ever gone for any sort of log pickup. We're going from the Minneapolis area to Cedar Rapids. It's about a 4-hour drive each way. Should be interesting. So we are going after a really big cherry tree. So this cherry tree flew over in the crazy storm that went through that area of Iowa last year. And unfortunately, the homeowners haven't been able to find anybody that wants to do something with this tree, which is pretty unfortunate. So they kind of expanded their search area of looking for people that are interested in it. And myself and my buddy Josh got contacted, and we decided it would make the most sense for both of us to go because the tree is so large that neither of us could get the whole thing back here individually without doing multiple trips. So we're going to do one trip with both of our trucks and trailers, and it should be an interesting day. So Josh has coordinated a lot of this. He already coordinated with a local tree service down there, which we're going to be meeting up with around 11 o'clock this morning. It's 6 o'clock in the morning right now, so we have plenty of time to get down there. The tree service has a clam truck, a grapple truck, or whatever, so they're going to be able to load us. So the loading process should be fairly straightforward. It's just a matter of getting down there and seeing kind of where things are at. I'm not really sure if it's been kind of bucked up into lengths yet, but it looks like we got a pretty good butt section up to a large crotch, and then the two main stems that go up from that crotch look like they were pretty vertical. So those are going to be good for the taking too. So yeah, I have an idea what I'm getting into, but not quite 100% yet what I'm getting into. So 263-ish miles we'll be going here today or this morning, and then all the way back. So let's go. Everybody loves those drive-off shots, but you gotta come back and get the camera. So even though both Josh and I live in this area, we're gonna be meeting up along the way. Our paths are gonna kind of converge somewhere along the way. Either we meet up along the way on the road somewhere, or we meet up when we actually get there. Passing through Rochester. I used to pass through here a lot when I used to live in La Crosse. I would have to come through here on the way to Minneapolis all the time. Okay, hello Iowa. I think Josh is about like 4 miles ahead of me, so I'm catching up. And I think this is about the halfway point. So officially in Iowa now. Look who I caught up to.
What up? How's it going? Fancy meeting you down here in Iowa.
Ah, it's weird, huh?
Yeah.
Get a long ways from home.
What are the odds?
Look at this big chicken. All right, back out onto the road. Got like an hour and a half to go. We are here. Well, we're in Cedar Rapids. A little bit of driving to do, and we'll be there shortly. I gotta go up on the lawn here. Park over here. The tree guys are over there already. What we got?
4 feet, easy.
Easy 4 feet, huh?
Yeah. And a good solid 8 feet to kind of right to the crotch to that part is.
That's 8. How long until the next crotch? To keep going.
14 to here.
14?
God, these branches are huge.
Are you tiny or is this tree big?
Oh, yeah, I shrunk.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, just that piece there. 6 foot. This branch is 24 inches and that's 18 feet off the ground.
This is pretty incredible. Man, look at this crotch. Look at this thing. How wide is this through here anyway? 4 feet up in the crotch here?
4'6" to there.
It's so much hotter here.
I know it.
That is crunchy.
Yeah,
Is that how you know it's moving? So everybody knows the jaw's closing?
we're nice and level now, and we can do it. Oh, that's nice. That's it right there. I'm guessing it weighs right around 9,000. I'll be honest with you. It's push. And I'm giving it everything I got. Go on. Go on. Come in, hook it on the side. Yeah. Just the hair that way.
Okay, I'll load it up and now we're heading out. Josh is trying to get out into the driveway, it looks like. It's crazy how powerful the wind must have been when it came through here. Look at this white oak, just snapped right in half. Crazy. Okay, well, time to drive home, I guess. Alright, after a quick pit stop for some snacks, some diesel, back on the way. Just crossed into Minnesota from Iowa, so that means we got like an hour and a half, hour 45 to go. Back through Rochester and then back up to the cities again. Oh, there's a sign. What do we got? Rochester, 39 miles. All right, we are back. Josh is going to back up the driveway with that thing, and we're gonna get him unloaded because it's 8 o'clock at night already. And get him back home. He's got like probably a 45-minute drive back home. We will. I'll unload this tomorrow. So let's get him unloaded. Good morning. It's quite the windy, breezy day today here. So I'm going to finish up getting things put away today. So I am going to go around and seal the end grain of all the logs with anchor seal. I have a video about sealing logs, but basically it just helps it to not crack on the ends. And yeah, get my trailer unloaded and then hopefully get these kind of stacked and organized. And I guess I got to get that crotch out of the back of my pickup as well. So yeah, painting and material handling this morning, and then we can call this adventure done. This log here is sitting in my driveway. I'm really glad we were able to get it out whole, because I think it would have been a shame to have to cut it down to 2 sections. That full 13 feet it's awesome. as I showed the pickup for this log on Instagram, I got a lot of questions on if this was a state record holder for cherry trees. I had no idea, but when I got back, I pulled up the Iowa DNR's website. I got to their tree section or whatever, the forestry section. They have a listing there of all of the state's biggest trees, as well as the instructions for measuring these things to submit them. So we're gonna go through the process and see if this would have been a record-holding cherry tree for the state of Iowa. So they do that based off of 3 different criteria: the circumference, the total crown height, and then the total crown spread. So the first one, the circumference, that's the one that I can measure right now with the tree no longer in tree form, since I have the butt log here sitting in my yard. The circumference should be measured at breast height. So if we take into account the fact that we left part of the buttress of the tree back at the site, that's probably about a foot. So if we come down a foot from the 54 inches that they want, that measurement's gonna be at 42 inches around, which actually works out really nicely because in the instructions, if at 54 you're at a crotch, you should go beneath it. So 42 inches off the cut end of this log ends up being exactly where it should be based off of those measuring criteria. Now, because the tree's already all cut up and everything, the rest of this is gonna be done in the computer, so I need a known length. So we'll take the total length of this log, and I measured that up to be 160 inches. So if I hop into the computer, I can use my drone footage. I can get a screenshot of that and bring that into Photoshop, and we can do some figuring to get the overall height and width of this tree. So I can measure the photo for the section of the log that's sitting in my yard. So that's 132 pixels for 160 inches. So we can get a conversion factor from that. So our conversion factor is 1.21 inches per pixel. Now from there, I can measure the total height of the tree in the image in pixels, and then do a little bit of math to get the overall height. And then we can do the canopy spread, which is probably like the biggest shot in the dark for this one. This one should probably really be done with the tree actually standing. But I'll pick a spot that looks like kind of an average width canopy and get a measurement for that as well. So let's see how our cherry tree did. We have 3 cherry trees on this registry. So based on circumference, this is the biggest cherry tree, at least bigger than these 3. The next biggest one has a circumference of 11 foot 11 inches. So our 12 foot 4 is a little bit bigger in circumference than the previously largest one in circumference. Height is where things kind of fall apart. Again, that's going to be an estimate. This one is a bit shorter than the shortest one listed here, which is listed at 77 3/4 feet tall. As far as the crown spread, that's the one that had like the least amount of certainty in. At 33 feet, it's like way behind everything else. The smallest one here is 52 feet. So maybe this was a record tree. It just depends on how it was measured. Of course, we'll never really know now that it's taken apart, but if it was measured when it was standing, it might have been the biggest one out of all 3 of those based on the other 2 criteria, which are just kind of estimates based off of that picture. But by circumference alone, biggest tree on the registry, which is pretty absolutely mind-blowing. So I had heard about the windstorm, the derecho, last summer, but I had no idea just how devastating it was. I mean, like you hear how devastating it is, but then you go there in person, you see just how like all the trees are gone, and then there's still trees laying down everywhere there, or not. There's a lot of trees still down that still needs to be cleaned up. And as I was talking to BJ when I was there, and their companies booked out the entire summer still cleaning up stuff from last year. So there's so much, there was so much destruction through that whole area that they're still trying to clean up all these trees, and they don't really have anything to really do with them. So that's super unfortunate. But this one will become something someday. This is ridiculous. So big thank you to BJ and his crew from Cedar Valley Arborist. BJ was like very on board with this idea. So he is a supporter of crazy ideas. So I always appreciate those kind of people out in the world. So super nice guys, super nice folks. I had a fantastic day. This was like some of the most fun I've ever had, or I've had in a long time. Just going out for the day, just hanging out with Josh, cutting up this tree, getting it loaded, and bringing it back here, and just meeting some awesome people. Always fun. So yeah, we'll get this thing cut up soon enough. I'm waiting for some blades to come in, and then I gotta make a short bed extension for the saw so I can cut this whole thing. But small challenges now this thing is laying here in the yard. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments on this crazy adventure or anything back in the shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.